to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for Mark Wahlberg, Peter Berg's new movie together, Mile 22, starring obviously Mark Wahlberg and Lauren Cohen, I believe, actress from Walking Dead, and of course Ronda Rousey is in this movie as well, WWE superstar, former UFC fighter. So, this movie, I saw the trailer for it. I was like, you know what? I'm a big Mark Wahlberg fan. And I was very curious about this movie. And, well, I got some bad news. And I got a little bit of good news, so it's not all bad. So, let's start with the good news. Good news is the action scenes in this movie, I actually like. And before I finish, the whole story of this is basically, you have Mark Wahlberg, he's like a special ops person, and his team have to get like a certain package from point A to point B, and they got to protect them throughout the whole ride to the destination that he needs to go to for safekeeping. Well, so you have the movie, that's basically what they have to do. So here's some good stuff about it. Action scenes, I really liked. There are a lot of shaky cam moments here, but I'm not going to complain about it because, sometimes shaky cam can work and it still feels pretty good. But there are times when it's all over the place. Then it gets kind of annoying. So this one had to balance a little bit of both. It had some good moments and it had some good cam footage with it, and obviously some shaky moments as well. But it wasn't so bad that it threw me off. So I thought that was pretty good with the movie. And you have Ronda Rousey in this movie as well. She was okay. I mean, she's not the greatest actress in the universe, so she was okay. She did some things that I kind of liked, and then she obviously played the tough girl role. That was actually pretty cool. She shot some cool moments with guns. That was pretty good. And then you have the actress Lauren Cohen, I believe that's the name. I'm probably butchering it. I apologize. She was good too. There was some little side story with her that kind of was like in the beginning of the movie that kind of threw me off, and I was like, all right, we don't need to hear a sob story because she's away from her child, she's away from her husband, so we kind of got that, and it was just a little, it was whatever. And now we get to Mark Wahlberg. Now he has this, I guess, medical condition where he thinks so fast that he has to sign like a wristband on his arm to keep him from thinking too much. So that was kind of odd, but pretty interesting at the same time. I wish they kind of explained that a little bit more, but what can you do? So let's talk about the bad stuff about this movie, because there's a couple of bad stuff that I don't like about this movie, and pretty much that the whole thing kind of makes the rest of even the good stuff not so good. First of all, let's talk about this plot. I felt like this plot, even though it was a good plot, this movie should have just been a TV movie. I felt like this thing was so quick, it felt like an hour-long, Law and Order episode. You know how Law and Order or Chicago PD or whatever those long-hour shows are. Point A, point B, there you go, there's your episode. Sometimes leaving a cliffhanger. And believe me, this movie does leave in a cliffhanger. And, you want more for the next episode. I'm like, okay, this could have been a TV show. That would have been pretty cool. But they wasted this opportunity on it being a movie. And it kind of, bothered me a lot. Because when we got to the end of the movie, I was like, that's it? That's your conclusion to the end of this movie? And it's not I don't want to say it's a very bad ending. It's not a very good ending either. It's a weird ending. It's set. I'm going to spoil a little something here. It's not much of a spoiler, but it sets up a sequel, which I'm like, okay, it sets up a sequel. That's cool. I'll go see it when it comes out. But I feel like this shouldn't have been just a TV special or something, But what can you do? And now let's talk about Mark Wahlberg, because he's also part of my negative in this movie. His character was kind of a douchebag in this movie. He kept yelling at everybody. He felt like he had a problem with everything his team did or his government did to him and whatever. It felt very out of place, and it felt very weird. Like, okay, I get the part where he has to snap his little wristband because he thinks too fast and he has to slow down. I get that. But what does that have to do with him being a douchebag to everybody and yelling at people? That made no sense. There was no drama to his backstory. There was no, like, he was a foreign soldier and he got trauma to the head or something. That's why he's angry all the time. No, he didn't see his parents murder or his Uncle Ben dying. Or, I'm just making things up here. But you know what I'm getting at. There's no reason for him to get so angry at his entire team for no apparent reason. And he does that constantly in this movie. It feels like he's always got like a chip on his shoulder, but they don't execute it right to explain to us, the audience, why he does this. It makes no sense. He's not a Joe Sergeant. He's not the higher up government guy. So there was no need for him to be yelling at people. It was just bizarre, and his character was just annoying to me. And I like Mark Wahlberg. I really like him. He's a good actor. I like him in the Transformer movies. You know. So I feel like he didn't give us enough character with him to just like, okay, here's his character. He's got this thing where he thinks so fast that he's got to snap a bracelet to calm him down and make him think slower. Okay, that makes sense. All right, but there was no excuse for that to be him yelling at people so much in the movie. It was just very weird. It took me out of the movie, and that's pretty much the gist of the movie. And then, like, the movie itself, and also he didn't really do much in this movie. He just shot like a couple guns here and there, and then he had one fight scene. That's all he did throughout this entire movie. You have an opening scene in this movie where you like thinking, oh, he's gonna be a badass. He's gonna be awesome in this movie. You see him come out acting like a badass, and nothing. I'm like, well, that goes waste of the moment of the movie. And all he did was yap, pretty much. Even the package that they have to deliver, it's a person. He kicked ass in this movie because he actually knew how to fight, but he had information that he had, he had for the government. He had information. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's basically what they had to do, protect him. It's not a spoiler. It's just he had something that they needed from him. So, but he was a badass. He had more fights, more scenes in this movie than Mark Wahlberg did. I felt like Mark Wahlberg was just there. He did some things in the beginning, and then he yelled, and then he yelled, and he yelled, and then the ending he started picking up and doing cool stuff, and then it was just like, man, you can't redeem yourself like this now. Too late. Even the actress from Walking Dead, she was actually better than Mark Wahlberg in this movie. Even Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey's not a good actress. She was actually, in my opinion, better than Mark Wahlberg in this movie. I just felt like Mark Wahlberg's character was either miscast or they didn't give us enough backstory on this guy to understand why he was like he was in the movie. So that's my thought about it. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Stay tuned for more, and thank you very much and have a good day.